Hi, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We'll be diving right into our newspaper review. Right in front we have a Daily Trust misinformation behind US-Nigeria tension, says expert. Allies declare support. At the top left, we have Tinubu seeks National Assembly's approval for 1.15 trillion naira loan. That's on page 31 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Euro bond remains stable amidst Trump's threat. That's on page 24 of the Daily Trust. Court OK's PDP convention board of trustees meets today. That's on page 12. If you want more. At the bottom, we have woman kidnaps self to extort money from husband. That's on page 8 of the Daily Trust newspaper. DSS sacks over 100 officers. That's on page 8 of the Daily Trust. ACF marks Silver Jubilee, seeks support for development initiatives. That's on page 10 of the Daily Trust. Contractors protest at National Assembly over debt. That's on page 31 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Make sure you grab yourself a copy and stay informed.
All right, next up, let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper. A Senate probes real derailment as new loans contract debt costs stand. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And also we have PDP secures court order to proceed with a national convention, and that's on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper if you want more on that story. And then troops repel Boko Haram's attack in Borno, kills terrorist, and that's on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. The federal government orders varsities, others to publish yearly financial reports from QI, that from Q1, and that's on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Dam Bazao blames police for Boko Haram insurgency, and that's on page 9 of the Guardian newspaper. And Tinubu declares emergency in police training institutions. That's on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper if you want more. And lastly, Trump threats EU, ECOWAS, China back Nigeria. A Senate moves to liaise with federal government, and that's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper if you want more on that story. Do well to grab yourself a copy and stay informed. And joining us to review the front pages of the national dailies this morning is Ben Shamak, former news director of Voice of Nigeria. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Let us look at the front page of the Daily Trust for our first story. Misinformation behind US-Nigeria tension, says expert. Allies declare support. We've seen that the ECOWAS and China have put forth their support, and a lot of experts have spoken about misinformation, about what is going on. So what is your take on this?
Yes, honestly, I tend to agree that some elements of misinformation are there because of this US-Nigeria quagmire, let me put it that way. Because if you look at what the social media is churning out, if you look at what religious leaders are churning out, it's like people are just simply saying, so what if America comes? If America comes in here, any bomb dropped would never segregate between Christians and Muslims. If America says it's coming to Nigeria to protect Christians, how do you protect Oluremi Tinubu, a Christian wife, to the president Tinubu, a Muslim? How do you protect them? You want to separate them? So I think that rather the American government should give us more of the equipment to fight, give us more in terms of human intelligence, give us more of the super tucanos that Trump, against all odds, against Leahy laws, decided to give Nigeria. America never did it before to any other nation except Nigeria through the same Trump when Buhari was in power. So I think that it is time that Nigerians too should look inwards. Every time, why is it taking America to rev the engine, to put momentum, big energy into the fight against terrorism. We should stop owning terrorists. When we have them terrorizing people, some people should not own them and say, no, these are innocent Nigerians fighting for their rights. Fighting for a right does not mean that you infringe on other people's rights. So I think that, yes, in terms of misinformation, disinformation, aimed at destabilizing Nigeria, we have those elements in this quagmire.
All right, Mr. Ben, let's take a look at this headline. Tinubu seeks Senate approval for 1.15 trillion naira loan. And he stated that, you know, the borrowing plan is part of the administration's fiscal strategy to sustain economic growth, create jobs, and deliver on the government's developmental priorities. Looking at, you know, most of this money that has been collected by the Nigerian government are still looking for more. Don't you think this is becoming too much when it comes to borrowing?
Yeah, truly it's becoming too much. But again, let us begin to see what these projects, various loans that have been received, let's see where they are being plowed into. Let's see the progress of work in terms of the project, the budgets that, the money that has been received earlier. And this is coming when contractors, local contractors are protesting that they've not been paid. They are being owed. If time has come that these contractors be paid so that the sustainability in terms of what the government is trying to do is achieved, yes, let it be. But when constantly you hear that loans are being received, yet contractors locally are being owed, I think it does not augur well. Because when you receive these loans and of course projects are being signed, we have to have contractors, but are the contractors paid? So we are talking of development and it should be holistic. Anybody who indeed is carrying a block, one block to a site, has to be paid. Are they being paid? And that's why people question these loans.
All right. Mr. Ben Shamang, let us look at this story. DSS sacks over 100 officers. We heard that the DSS has sacked about 115 officers, and their names and pictures have been made public information, and the DSS has told the general public not to engage with them. So what is your take on that?
Well, I hope the DSS also did their thorough investigation, because it's not easy for you to renounce somebody over allegations and publish the pictures. I hope the courts also cleared them, except otherwise their evidence is so impeccable. But when the new DSS, when the DG came on board, of course, he did a self-searching, so to speak. He turned the searchlight on the DSS personnel, all those not recruited the way they ought to be, all those suspected to have compromised situations here and there, all those who have a kind of a rubbish Nigerian name. These are the people that are mostly affected in this. So whoever is innocent is actually not affected. So if time has come for the DSS to weed itself of bad acts within its service, so be it, so that we have a better service, so to speak.
Okay, Court OK's PDP convention party's board of trustee meets today. We know the crisis that has been surrounding and the planned national convention of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. And also we have heard that, you know, Oyo State High Court in Ibadan has approved the conduct of the convention with so much drama going on. What is your take on that?
Yes, the drama has to continue, and legal activities will also have to continue because PDP right inside itself is fighting itself. And those who took the party to court are members of PDP. And the idea is to still scuttle this convention. When Wike and many others were feeling that before now, power ought to have shifted to the south, now PDP is saying, they will shift this power to the south, and Makinde should be the presidential candidate to slug it out with Tinubu and any other person for that matter. But again, some people are still feeling that the convention that is required by law to do all of that, to also ensure that INEC is a member, INEC goes to observe the procedures and have a report over it. These are legal requirements. So the court has given the PDP to go ahead. But again, are we going to see some people going to file a counter motion, or was that injunction absolute to the extent that you cannot challenge it? So we're waiting to see what follows next. So yes, kudos to PDP if they can sustain it, if they can do it. And again, PDP is really not having it nice this time around. People are still crossing over to the ruling party. Why is it so? So PDP must also do a self-searching, soul-searching to see that whatever is wrong, if there are internal democracies that have not been laid and followed, then they should correct themselves and see that internal party democracy is practiced and sustained.
All right. Mr. Shamang, let's look at the economic impact of the U.S. military threat to Nigeria. So far, we've seen that the Nigeria's stock have dipped while Eurobonds remain stable amid Trump's threat. And with this threat, we've seen it sustain a bearish sentiment, which is yesterday on Tuesday. What is your take on this, and how do you think it will continue so far?
Well, in the developed world, when there is an election or when there is a crisis, you just see that there's always that cost push. There's always that boomeranging effect, negatively or positively, when it comes to the stock market, when it comes to trading, and that is what is happening today. Is it that it's now favoring some countries? Is it favoring Nigeria? Is it favoring some countries? So a whole lot of things, and that's why there's this idiomatic expression that says fishing in troubled waters. It's only when there is trouble that some people begin to make it. Even though those who want to Nigeria to have a crisis with Britain, China is saying, with America, China is saying they'll back Nigeria. ECOWAS, you back Nigeria. EU, you back Nigeria. See what is happening in Ukraine. All this backing Ukraine. What is happening now? Ukraine is just a theater of war. Is that what we're going to have? And that is why, in terms of the economy, in terms of the stock market, you can see that ripple effect as to how these rhetorics are affecting the economy, are affecting Nigeria. Is there certainty or uncertainty when it comes to the stock market or the money market or trade generally in Nigeria? So these are things that will come to bear the moment you have this kind of a crisis. Don't forget there is what is called the economy of the war. Who are the people to supply the guns, the equipment to fight this? Where they smile to the banks, of course, the refugees will go to West Africa. Can Benin Republic handle 3 million people? Can Niger carry 5 million people from Nigeria? Can Ghana carry 5 million people from Nigeria? Can Ivory Coast, Cameroon, can they carry Nigerians? So a whole lot of effects here and there that the economy every nation will be affected.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ben Shamang, for reviewing the front page of our national dailies.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, with that, we have come to the end of Daybreak on Trust TV. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. so you don't miss out on engaging and interesting conversations. As always, I am Habwa Ademikiawa. Thank you for watching. And I am Yemana Bagudu. Do well to follow us on all of our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more news. Do have a great day and stay safe. Bye-bye.